Begin the second quarter of the Liberty Bowl game. 14-3 Auburn. It's a 3rd down and 13 for Arkansas. Danny Nutt on the move. Throws on the run. The pass broken up. It was intended at the 40-yard line for Eddie White, the tight end, and broken up by Alvin Briggs, the left cornerback. So it's 4th and 13.
He had Shebest down deep, or deeper than White, and White coming underneath. And you notice that time the quarterback was rolling, trying to get away from the heat, from the pressure of that rush of the big defensive front of Auburn University. Start out back in the pocket first, and they roll one way or another time, or the other way. That time he rolled to the right.
That's Greg Horn, an excellent punter. He's averaged 43.8 yards a kick this year. And Trey Gaines, a wide receiver, is a safety man for Auburn. And the kick is shanked right on top. Gets a roll, though, for Arkansas, and goes out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line. No return, so it didn't turn out that disastrous as Greg Horn shakes his head. What did I do wrong? I didn't average 44 yards shanking him. 36-yard punt. We'll be back with the score. Auburn 14, Arkansas 3.
Last year, Mercedes-Benz introduced the new 190 class to America. Each one has rewarded its driver with a new kind of performance. Each one an almost uncanny balance of power and handling and riding comfort. Each one a remarkable automobile, even by the standards of Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz 190 class for 1985, engineered like no other car in the world.
Investing these days is a little bit like you playing tennis against Jimmy Connors. You're going to need all the professional help you can get. Payne Weber can supply that help. A full range of services and the financial advice to help you make those difficult decisions. Because at Payne Weber, we believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investments.
Hey, great match. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Payne Weber. Next time I want those guys on my team, okay?
Hi, my name is Bo Jackson, running back for Auburn University football team. I hope you're enjoying the holiday season. And on behalf of the Auburn University football team, we wish you a very happy new year.
Incredible athlete, Bo Jackson, a baseball star, a 100-meter man, track and field star, everything. Auburn trying to run up the middle. Tim Jesse, number 25, is met by Gerald Jones and David Basil. Jones playing left tackle. First quarter stats coming up. Let's see how they did.
Well, the interception really was the biggest. Yes, the interception was the big play for Auburn. And this is actually the second time they've had, the third time they've had possession of the football, I believe.
Second down 9 for the Auburn Tigers. They give to the first man through. That's Reggie Ware, a freshman from Huntsville. They're high on him for the future. David Basil and Tony Cherico on the tackle. Auburn has only one senior on its offensive team, 5 starting seniors on the defense. Arkansas has 4 seniors on its offense, only 1 senior on its outstanding defensive unit. So both teams return a strong nucleus for next year. Third down, 7. Washington fires. He's got a man open on the 40. That's Trey Gaines from Cairo, Georgia, the sophomore, tackled by Kevin Anderson in the secondary.
The reason that was completed, boy, he had all the time in the world. You're taking a look at what it's like to get the ball from the center, but look at it. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,000. Boy, he had all the time in the world to get rid of the football. If you give a quarterback 5 seconds or thereabouts, he's going to find somebody open. He looked all over the field. Left, right, left again, then came back and finally got the ball to his receiver.
2 wide receivers and the wishbone setup. Washington keeps the ball. He had ideas of pitching out. You can see the big boy can move out from out under that center. You give him some room. He has those long strides, and he could hurt you outside on the quarterback keeper. David Basil took him down, number 53.
Yes, if you can get Washington turned upfield, he has terrific speed for a quarterback. As I said, he'll run the 40-yard dash in about 4.5 or 4.6, and that's pretty quick for anybody, let alone a quarterback. Plus the fact he can throw the ball 70, 75 yards.
Wiggins gone in at second down 7. Auburn. Washington throws a release pass out to the 41, to 45, and up to the 50-yard line and ball it out of bounds. We have a flag down. Kyle Collins, number 23, from Gadsden, Alabama, junior. They're all back next year in this backfield. Fullwood, Campbell, Collins, Agee, Ware, Jackson, Washington.
Got it motion against Auburn. They're going to bring that play back. But all those people that you mentioned, Kurt, they all have excellent speed, excellent speed.
Ken Hatfield, the Arkansas coach, puts the ball back to the 38 of Auburn.
Illegal motion, the offense, repeat the down.
It's now second down and 12 for Auburn. Auburn's in the lead, 14-3. 12:28 remaining in the first half. Second and 12. Filling over the 40 to the 41 is Tim Jesse. Jesse's hit by David Basil. He's in on nearly every tackle. And so is Nick Miller, the other linebacker from Clute, Texas.
Well, those are the two linebackers that led Arkansas in tackling this year. And you look at David Basil, you know, he only weighs 211 pounds. And that maybe with the weights in his shoes or something when he got on the scale. He's really not that large, but boy, is he quick and he is tenacious.
It is now 3rd and 9 for Auburn with two wide receivers. He throws to this side, to the 45, and up to the 49 is Kyle Collins, the halfback, brought down by Nathan Jones, a rover in the secondary, and David Basil again. So now they're short. They're about a yard short, and let's see what they do. I think they're going to punt.
Oh, yes, they're going to punt.
They put Lewis Colbert in. On 4th down and 1.
They got about 22 people out on the field, so they're going to have to call a timeout to figure out what they're going to do.
And that's a timeout charge to Auburn. They have 2 left. So there's a pause in the action here at the Liberty Bowl. We'll be right back. This is the Cat Sports Network.
Who says Christmas is over? Your Chrysler Plymouth dealers have extended Christmas with fantastic deals on every 85 in stock. We're dealing now on new 85 Lasers, Reliance, LeBarons, and Caravels, all with a $550 protection plan. Buy now. Take immediate delivery. Get easy financing, too, for qualified buyers. Hurry. Our good selection can't last forever. And neither can Christmas. Act now.
See your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Every week, you save more at TG&Y, your name brand discount store. Our White and Home sale brings you savings on fluffy bed pillows, now 2 for $5. And Cannon's Elisa or First Choice 3-piece twin sheet sets includes flat and fitted sheets and standard pillowcase, just $5.99 a set. Save on Stevens Tastemaker bath towels in a variety of colors, now 2 for $5. Check this week's circular for over 100 sale items at your TG&Y Family Center.
Edmonds is the safety man. Lewis Colbert's the punter for Auburn. Edmonds is on his 10-yard line. A slight breeze favoring Colbert. And he boots a towering spiral. That's going to land in the end zone for the touchback. It'll be Arkansas's ball. First down on their 20. Well, coming up at halftime, the Liberty Bowl pageant. All the fans here in Memphis, as well as our television viewers at home, should enjoy. The theme is the Statue of Liberty. That great lady that stands so tall in New York Harbor. Internationally acclaimed opera star Marguerite Piazza, the Shelby Singers, magnificent fireworks, set piece of the statue, and the Auburn U Marching Band and the University of Arkansas Razorback Marching Band. All this at halftime. Pageantry that is time-honored, highly regarded tradition here at the Liberty Bowl. First down, Arkansas from their 20. They pitch to the trailer. He doesn't get much. He comes up. Terry Tatum to the 23-yard line. Brought down by Greg Carr, the linebacker, the All-American, pursuing the play.
It's one area that wishbone or flexbone, as Arkansas likes to call it, that they really don't do that well, pitching it to the outside. They've had most of their success giving that football to the fullback inside because he's got that straight shot. If he gets by that linebacker, it's just straight down the field. It's a foot race between he and the defensive backs. You could have a big gainer.
Nutt is still in there at quarterback. He's got a quick drop. Now he throws. It's well covered. It's intercepted by Jonathan Robinson of Auburn, their second interception. And he's downed on the Arkansas 45. He threw into double coverage that time. He had no chance to get the ball to the receiver.
He was looking for his back, Bobby Joe Edmonds, and he never should have thrown that football. He was just throwing that up there and hoping. Here it is going back in the pocket after faking the play pass, and here he is throwing it flat-footed. The ball hangs up there. The receiver goes down. Interception number 2 for Auburn. They're once again in good field position.
Well, we'll be back. Auburn has the ball in Arkansas territory, and Auburn's leading 14-3.
Send this by Emory to Pittsburgh. And if it's not there by 10:30 tomorrow, I'm holding you personally responsible.
Send this by Airborne to San Diego. And if it's not there by 10:30 a.m., Dick, you're in big trouble.
Send this by Purelator to Seattle. And it better get there by 10:30, Dick.
If you were in Dick's shoes, you'd probably do what Dick's going to do.
Hello, Federal.
Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
If you can see the difference between this and this, smile, because Gleam can make the same difference in your teeth. You see, only Gleam has calcium P. Laboratory tests prove it gets stained teeth whiter than any leading fluoride brand. Whiter than any gel, whiter than any polish. How much whiter? 30% whiter. And you still get Gleam's proven fluoride protection. So if your teeth aren't as white as they can be, start brushing with Gleam. You'll be smiling. Pretty.
This is a history of the takeaways, giveaways this year. -2 for Auburn and a +10. In other words, they've taken the ball away more than they've given it up, +10. That's a good record for the year. And that's a relentless defense of Arkansas has forced those turnovers. Right now, Auburn has the ball on the Arkansas 45 with a first down. Fullwood going in motion, and it's the fullback Tommy Agee from Maplesville, Alabama, who's hit for just a yard gain. And he stopped there by Gerald Jones, number 76.
Also, Nick Miller, the linebacker, was up involved in that play, and they were looking for that play on first down. And that's a play that they evidently the defense was called. They were going to stop that particular play, the fullback coming up the middle.
Mann's in a quarterback now. Mike Mann from Sylacauga, Alabama, a senior. Plan was to play 3 quarterbacks in the first half. We'll see if Pat Dye does that. Second down, 9.
Mix up.
Hey, he's faking here, he's faking there, and then he's hit by Mark Lee, 22, and Ricky Williams, who just went in the lineup, number 57, to replace David Brazel.
He had a halfback on the wing, and he was expecting that halfback, after faking the ball to the fullback, to come back around, but the back went the other way, so the quarterback was standing right there with the ball in his hand saying, wait a minute, I don't want it. Arkansas defensive people, they solved that problem because they took him to the turf.
Now it's third down and 11. Auburn's been good at these third and long. Man will throw. It's blocked. And now they have a 4th and 11. And that's Raven Caldwell, who led the Arkansas defenders in sacks this year. He's a big play man, and he deflected that one.
Defensive linemen are taught, once you get penetration, the quarterback is about to throw the ball, try to time it, get up in the air, and see if maybe you'll get a shot, and there it is right there. Caldwell getting a right hand up in the air, batting that ball away. And for Auburn, it's fortunate it didn't stay up a little longer because the linebacker was right there in a position to intercept.
On formation with Colbert, Bobby Joe Edmonds is the safety. He'll try and pooch this one up around the goal line. Fair catch call. Arkansas has the ball again deep in their own. They've had no field position after that opening drive that culminated in a field goal. Since then, they've been pinned back deep in their own territory. 34-yard punt. We'll be back. 14-3, Auburn in the lead.
You know, I'll never forget catching that first fish when I was a boy. That one couldn't have weighed 2 pounds, but it was enough to make me a fisherman for life. Sometimes you just hit on something, and you know it's right for you. And that's the way I feel about my chewing tobacco, too. Levi Garrett's my brand, and I'll tell you why. Taste, pure and simple. It comes in loose leaf or plug, and either way, it's the best tasting chewing tobacco I've ever tried. That's Levi Garrett chewing tobacco.
Say goodbye to America's favorite can of motor oil. That Quaker State quality America has trusted for over 70 years now comes exclusively in this unique, easy-to-pour plastic bottle.
So long, spouts. See you, dirty hands.
Goodbye, oily rags.
No more leaky cans.
Get Quaker State's pen-grade protection and no mess, easy to open, pour, and reseal. Today, you need an oil this good in a package this good.
We've had 2 turnovers in the game. Arkansas threw the ball away twice. That's been it. They try and scramble up the middle. Danny Nutt, the quarterback from Little Rock. Nothing there. And Auburn's really clamped down on this Arkansas offense.
They really have. What they've decided to do, they sent the defensive lineman straight after the quarterback. They say, forget about the pitch. We don't want him to have the option to run with it down here. So go after the quarterback, tear his head off if you possibly can. And that's what they did on that last play. They started their drives on their own 28, their 6, their 20, the 20, and the 12.
It throws the ball to the sideline. It's incomplete. Intended for James Shebest. And some of the Arkansas fans are claiming that Shebest was hooked there around the head by Alvin Briggs, the cornerback. But no, say the officials.
I think it's a good idea that he threw that ball over his head because Briggs looked like he was in position to make the play. See him, he's coming up. And if the ball hadn't been thrown high, he was in position right there. Now, he did put his right hand on the receiver, but I think that was after the ball passed him. But the point I'm trying to make is if the ball had been thrown lower, that young man Briggs would have been in position to make the interception. If he did, that's all she wrote. It would have been another 6 points for Auburn.
Shebest and Luters are 2 wide receivers. It's 3rd down and 10. Arkansas's pass complete to the 30. Up to the 35 is Bobby Joe Edmond as he slithered out of the backfield, but we have a flag down.
It could be, I don't know, but they didn't seem to be set for the full second before they snapped that football.
That's a legal motion against Arkansas. That'll wipe out the first down they had earned. It'll put them back on their 7-yard line with a 3rd down and 15.
Now you've had 2 quarterbacks in the game for both sides, really, and sometimes when a new quarterback comes in, the cadence is a little different.
Illegal motion, offense, repeat 3rd down.
Now for Arkansas, they cannot afford a turnover again down here in their territory.
Well, their deepest penetration has been their own 43-yard line in this quarter. Here they are with 3rd and long. The pass is intercepted again at the 14-yard line. Up with it is Arthur Johnson, the strong safety. He intercepted a wobbly, deflected ball.
Well, the quarterback was hit just as he was getting rid of the football. And here's a case that he probably should have put that ball under his arm and taken off. Now, here it is. You see he is hit just as he releases the ball. There is nothing on it, just floats up in the air. Johnson is there to make the interception. And as I said, the one thing they could not afford to do, the position they were in, is give up the football.
Well, they've thrown 3 interceptions, 2 of them, one on a hit to the quarterback where it wobbled up.
That 3 interceptions is the high for the season for Arkansas. Here we are just in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare 2nd quarter for Arkansas. 1st down, Auburn. They run off their right tackle, and that is Brent Fullwood, the leading ball carrier, hit by the freshman nose guard, Tony Cherico. Put the ball on the 11-yard line of Auburn. It is 2nd down and 7.
You have a team like Auburn, boy, you don't want to give them opportunities because they're a big, strong, physical team that has exceptional speed in that backfield. They're making things easier for Auburn. They came in here still thinking, I think, about that Alabama loss, but they've forgotten all about that now.
This is a 2nd down, 7. Jackson has it. Jackson to the 10, and they stop him there. His forward motion stopped at the 10. Gang tackled, a charge led by Rodney Beecham.
4 players, 4 Arkansas defensive players around Bo Jackson. They are keying on Bo Jackson, and I think that they well should be. Here's the blocking. The defensive lineman sheds that block. He's going out, stretching out the play, and here they are. 1, 2, 3. There's about 6 defensive players around the football.
Jackson's carried the ball 6 times, gained 5 yards in the first half. 3rd down, 6. Auburn on the Arkansas 10. Auburn in the lead, 14-3. The pitch is to Fullwood. Fullwood is hit and dropped at the 13-yard line. He's stopped by Kevin Wyatt, the cornerback, number 7.
Boy, he has tremendous speed also, because he just slipped a tackle. Somebody got penetration and had the opportunity to tackle him about 4 or 5 yards deep in the backfield, but he got by him. Kevin Wyatt, junior defensive back from my hometown, Kansas City, Missouri, went to Rockhurst High School, an all-conference defensive back.
A 30-yard field goal attempt by Robert McGinney. He has hit 3 out of 5 from 30 to 39 yards this year. Arkansas defense stiffened, and that kick is up. The kick is no good. They missed it. Auburn had a chance to really pad this lead. They had a first down on the Arkansas 14-yard line. They were stopped on 3 running plays, and they missed a field goal. They'll be back. It's 14-3 Auburn.
There's a time in life for the young to say, I want something else, a different way. The town's the same, the people too. School is over, need something to do. The services have it, it'll really show. You'll see new places, you'll really grow in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Challenge, adventure, excitement too, a time to enjoy and see something new. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll work hard, feel really free, serving your country for all to see in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Be part of a team, be friends forever. A part of the services you won't forget ever. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
What keeps America going when it's 20 below?
Prestone.
What gets families moving when the weather says no?
Prestone.
Why does your car need a fresh fill of Prestone? A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. That's the Prestone difference.
What gets them to the ski slopes? The brand that stands alone. America goes with Prestone.
Brad Taylor's back in the lineup. 60 degrees here in Memphis tonight. A beautiful evening. 14-3 Auburn ahead. 6 minutes to go in the half. Brad Taylor hands the ball off to Marshall Foreman. And that first of the options, first of the triple option is not working for Arkansas tonight. They haven't broken anything up the middle.
Well,
Ben Thomas stopped it.
That was the reason it didn't work. Big Ben Thomas was slanting down to the inside, and his responsibility on that play was to take away that fullback. Did an outstanding job. Ben Thomas led the team in tackles as a defensive lineman.
Set an all-time Arkansas record.
It's amazing because generally you got the linebackers who can move from side to side, making most of the tackles.
2nd down, 9. Taylor's pass way wide of the mark. His receiver hanging around the Eddie White around the 35-yard line, but it missed him by 5 or 6 yards. Vic Bisley was covering.
Yeah, Taylor had a man open earlier, and he was waving his arms down there. I think it was Shebest. Was wide open in the middle, but by the time that Taylor got around to locating his receivers downfield, he was no longer open.
Shebest has caught only 1 ball, and they're really on him tonight, Auburn, knowing that he's the best receiver probably in the Southwest Conference. And they went out to stop him, and they have so far. Taylor now is 3 for 5 for 53 yards. He has a 3rd and 9. He's hit and dropped. That's the first sack of the game, and that's John Daly, the right end, who came in and snowed him under.
Daly really did a terrific job coming from the right defensive end position. He jumped around his block. That time the quarterback was rolling to his right, as you're going to see now. Here he is going to his right. Generally you think that end on the other side shouldn't get involved in it, but here he comes. He beat his man, grabbed the quarterback, and sacked him.
Trey Gaines, who's returned punts for an average of 9 yards this year, will receive Greg Horn's punt. Gaines is on his 38. They're going after him. He just got it away. He's knocked down, but there's no flag. He did a little swan dive there, and he brings it back to the 42. And Ricky Williams downfield to make the hit. A 46-yard punt under extreme pressure and a 3-yard return. Pat Dye's pointing at something out there.
Oh, he evidently wants something called in his favor.
Every play.
Well, things have been going fairly well, I would say, for head coach Pat Dye in this football game.
Auburn's ball on their 42-yard line with a first down. 4:37 to go in the half. Auburn leading 14-3. Pat Washington, the quarterback. And the hit at the 42-yard line, Bo Jackson. Boy, they have really throttled him tonight. David Basil made the tackle for Arkansas.
Arkansas is getting terrific penetration on that defensive line. They're really flying through there. They know they have to disrupt things. And you can see right here, they're coming through. Good penetration about 4 yards deep by Basil. Makes the tackle. As I said before, he's not a very large young man, 6'1", 211 pounds, but boy, is he quick.
Second down, 11 for Auburn on their 41. That's a cross buck. Jackson again to the 45-yard line of Auburn. And down there in the bottom of that pile is number 64, Tony Cherico, and Rodney Beecham, the right side of the Arkansas line. A telecast authorized under broadcasting rights granted by Cat Sports, intended solely for the entertainment of its audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or publication without the express written consent of Cat Sports is prohibited. Arkansas waiting now for the third down play.
Auburn has had 2 golden opportunities the last 2 possessions they've had to get some points on the board.
On third down, they run the draw play. That's the fullback, Taylor, Agee, and Agee is taken out of bounds on the 50-yard line, short of the first down. It was Kevin Anderson who ran him out.
Got a flag on the play. There's a yellow one down there on about the 48-yard line.
Against Auburn, Arkansas may decline this unless there's a major penalty, because Auburn would have a 4th and 2.
That's the decision that comes from the sidelines. I can assure you the captain out there is not making that decision. I think they want to take a look, too, Kurt, to see just how far short Auburn happens to be.
They got a short 2 yards. Now, they're going to mark this one back to the 36.
Holding during the run of the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
I'm sure that Hatfield, the head coach of Arkansas, was concerned that perhaps 1 or 2 things, that maybe not necessarily that they would go for it on 4th down, but from where they would be kicking the football, they would be backed up near their end zone once again. So he's taking the chance they're going to be able to stop him here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 16 for Auburn. Washington looking. Look out, he nearly got hit. The pass is over the head and sails into the Arkansas bench. Intended for Trey Gaines, the tight end. And now 4th down, so turned out to be a wise decision.
It's a good move, yes.
By Arkansas.
They had 3 men going after the quarterback. He actually had a lot of time to throw the football, but they had 8 men defending against the pass. And his thinking was, let's take him back several yards. We'll stop him on this 3rd down situation. When they punt, we're going to get better field position. That's a positive, aggressive type of way of coaching, and I really like that.
Lewis Colbert to punt. Bobby Joe Edmonds, a breakaway man, is the safety. Edmonds takes it on his 24 with a fair catch. And not great field position, but better what they've enjoyed. It was a 40-yard punt. It's 1st down. Arkansas on their 24-yard line. Brad Taylor will be the quarterback. 3:03 to go in the first half. Arkansas scored first on a 31-yard field goal. Then Auburn drove 80 yards. Bo Jackson went over 2 yards. It was 6-3. Arkansas missed the extra point at the end of the first quarter. Taylor's toss complete to the 35 to James Shebest. The ball's to him. He'll catch it. Notice the number, 25. What does that number remind you of? Another guy with a...
I used to watch him play for the Raiders.
Fred Biletnikoff.
I'll tell you what they're doing. He is just going down about 10 or 12 yards and floating in the middle, finding the open spot in that zone defense. And it's up to the quarterback to get him. Now, Shebest has that knack of finding the open area. There are certain receivers that are capable of doing that, and there are other receivers that maybe have terrific speed and good hands, but have no knack or no knowledge of what the defense is doing back there.
Here's the measurement. First down, Arkansas.
Boy, not by much, was it?
They're on their 35-yard line. They have not had a scoring threat since they got the ball for the first time in the game and drove it right down the field and then hit a 31-yard field goal from their own 20. That's the first Arkansas first down in the second quarter. Taylor running the option, and he gets maybe a yard on it, and that's all. When Harold Hallman, the nose guard, and John Daly knifed in from the right end.
Good pursuit by that Auburn defense because they were coming right down that line of scrimmage. The linebackers were handling that situation. They took away, first of all, the fullback going in there on the first option, and also the pitchman was not open either, so the quarterback had no choice but to run with the football. But unfortunately for him, there were 3 defensive men surrounding him.
Carl Miller enters the Arkansas backfield. It's second down 9. Taylor throws the ball on the run. It's incomplete. It deflected over to Shebus from Bobby Joe Edmonds. It is incomplete. Shebus nearly caught it before it hit the ground.
Quarterback should never have thrown it. Now you take a look here. He's faking, but he had a lot of room to run. He steps up. He could have run with the football right there, but he threw the ball and tried to make a delicate pass.
That's
and they're
dangerous
very
right there.
fortunate that it was not intercepted. And here's the tail end of it. Shebus is coming back, always alert, doing everything he possibly can to try to come up with the football. And as you can see, it does hit the ground. And is not
No, Lenny, he caught a pass in the end zone against TCU that actually hit the turf. And Shebus says, I knew it, but I came up and held the ball up like it was a touchdown, and I got the touchdown. Here's a draw play to the 40, coming up to the 45, and spilled at the 47 is Marshall Foreman, the fullback, hit in the secondary by Vic Beasley, and that'll give him a first down as the clock stops with 1:35 to go.
Really quick fullback. Foreman is one of those speedsters in the backfield. That was a draw play. The quarterback really did an outstanding job of making it look like he was really going to throw the football. He actually went by the fullback, then turned around and handed him the football.
Theo Young's in at tight end, replacing Eddie White for Arkansas. First down, Razorbacks on their 47. Taylor right down the middle. Just knocked away. Just knocked away there by Jonathan Robinson. They might have had a touchdown. The pass to the tight end, Theo Young. That's why
Young was open. Had he thrown that ball properly, he had his man beaten. He made a move, was going down the middle of the field. They were doubling up on Shebest on the other side, and he was all by himself in the middle, but the pass was thrown behind him.
Clock stops with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go.
The one area that's going to be open, that tight end is going to be able to get open because they are doubling the split end. In the middle of the field is where they have the opening.
Arkansas fans don't worry much when their team's behind. They were great in the second half this year. Now he throws it into the crowd. Didn't want to chance another interception. Intended for Jamie Luter. Arkansas, listen to this. In the fourth quarter this year, has scored 86 points to 27 for the opposition. The fourth period has been by far their best quarter.
Well, first of all, they've got an outstanding defensive unit. They're ranked in the top 10 in the country for giving up the fewest number of points. They're only 12.5 points per football game. When you look at this game going on this evening, it's not been so much the defense that's yielded for Arkansas, but the offense has turned the ball over 3 times, once for a touchdown.
Auburn's running true to form. The second period has been their best period. They scored 130 points in the second quarter to 51 for the opponent. That pass wide open. Drop. That is Eddie White. He had the ball. He could turn upfield. He had a cinch first down.
What he did is what so many receivers do, and you see it game after game, is they take their eye off the football. Here it is. He's coming back. He's rolling to his left, comes back to the opposite side, throwing away from the green, hits him right, and you see his head move. The ball hit him right in the chest. Now, the thing that you have to do, you mentioned a guy like Biletnikoff. He caught the football in his hands all the time. That's what that receiver should have done.
Yeah, Shebest does that too. Here's the punt. Warren boots it, and they're gambling around. There's a dive for it. Arkansas may have the ball. There's a flag down.
He ran into his own man. He ran into a white jersey.
That's
when he was
Ricky
going
Williams on the ball, number 57.
They're going to give it, I'm sure.
They may say he didn't have a chance to catch it.
That's right. You have to give the receiver the opportunity to make that catch, whether he makes a fair catch or not.
I'll tell you that Trey Gaines, he's the suicidal.
Here we're going to take a look
at this.
He runs into his own man right there. It's an interesting call. They called it on Arkansas.
And they penalize Arkansas.
I'd like to see that again, Kurt. I really would.
I will show it to you.
Interference with the kicking team with the opportunity to receive a kick. First down.
At Washington will bring his team up on their own 37, a first down. Auburn's leading 14-3. And we have 52 seconds to go in the first half. We have an outstanding halftime show for you. Statue of Liberty. And we'll also review the 1984 college football season. Glenn Dawson will bring you some of the exciting action that happened this year. Washington keeps it to the 40. A flag's down. He rolls up to the 43 of Auburn. Immediately calls timeout.
Well, they shouldn't have called timeout because this clock is stopped anyway because of the penalty.
Mark Lee was over there. This is a holding call against Auburn. Well, they're going to be penalized back to about the 27.
I believe I would accept this penalty.
3 turnovers in the game, all against Arkansas. 3 pass interceptions in the secondary by Auburn.
Holding during the run on the offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
46 seconds remaining in this first half. Now is the time for Arkansas to stop them and utilize the timeouts to try to get that football back.
First down and 20. Auburn from their 27. Washington will throw. Crossing pattern incomplete. It was to Brent Fullwood. A little frustrated after he couldn't handle the ball. He pushed that Arkansas defender out of the way. Incidentally, an interesting phase of this first half, Len, is Auburn's secondary is supposed to be weak against the pass. They've intercepted 3 passes, although a couple of them weren't well thrown. But they have, for the most part, stopped Arkansas's passing game, especially their all-conference receiver, James Shebas.
Well, the reason they've been able to do that is because they've been putting terrific pressure on that quarterback. You may recall the one interception, the quarterback was hit just as he was throwing the football. Another time, and the interception that was run back for a touchdown by Porter, the quarterback was falling backwards throwing the ball.
Arkansas has hit 5 out of 16 passes. Washington's down, and that is no good. That's no good to Clayton Buford, the senior.
There was an area down there that looked like that he had a spot. If the ball had been thrown properly, would have been a reception. Here it is. They've got a slot to the right side. They're coming down. He's just going to go right through the seam. Now the ball is thrown. As you can see, it bounces, makes a catch on the first bounce, which is good in baseball, but not in football.
Well, Pat Washington will line them up with a third down and 20. Auburn ahead 14-3. 29 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think we saw in that last pattern there had Buford stopped down there. There was an open area. He would have been wide open.
Well, they've got Wigan in there. They've got Buford in there, speedsters. And so they go for the draw. The 30 up to the 36-yard line is Tommy Agee. And now Arkansas calls time.
Sure, yes.
Arkansas wants to stop the clock. Mark Lee made that last hit.
24 seconds remaining. They do have time depending on the type of field position that they get, or they may even choose to go after the punter.
Arkansas will have 2 timeouts remaining. And 1 score in this second quarter. Auburn.
I think, Kurt, when we were talking to Frank Broyles, the athletic director here, one of the reasons that he was so impressed with Ken Hatfield was that when there was less than a minute to go in a football game, when he was coaching, they took it 90 yards for 89 yards for a score. He said that was very, very impressive. So Arkansas is the type of team that really believes that even though there's 24 seconds remaining, which is not a great deal of time, they can still get it into the end zone.
Well, they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against Texas, nearly pulled that out. They got 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against SMU. They lost that game by 3 points.
Texas is the game, talking to the players and I think the coaching staff, they felt that was the game that really made believers out of this team that they could win.
He was rushed hard. Well, he gets a bounce on it. And it's going out of bounds or stopping now on the 38-yard line of Arkansas with 13 seconds to go. Brad Taylor will come on. Maybe a couple of plays.
He's got a strong arm. You can go down and throw in the middle down there. If you get somebody in the middle like Shebest for, a 25-yard gain and stop that clock, you can get a couple of plays off, and there is a potential of getting into the area where you can at least come away with some points. Not easy, though.
I never saw an ex-quarterback that didn't believe anything 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds was an hour. Hey, we got a lot of time.
That's
we
right.
got an hour to go here.
The great legendary Bobby Lane says, I never lost a game, I just ran out of time.
Yeah. Brad Taylor fading. Now he's setting a screen up, and it's no good. He was trying to get it over there to Bobby Joe Edmonds, number 41, with 8 seconds to play.
Quarterback
Hallman
really
put a big rush on him.
Quarterback really got leveled as he got rid of that football, and that might have been one of the reasons, or the reason that he threw it too high, because he was really getting a lot of pressure. They got time for one more play. I'd probably unload it, throw that thing as far as you can, and hope that some sort of miracle can happen for you offensively.
Arkansas has held Auburn's powerful rushing attack to just 57 yards, by the way, in the first half. They just made mistakes throwing the ball in the Auburn defenders' hands. They'll run it. This will wind up the half to 3, 2, no timeout taken, and the half is over. That was Derek Thomas running the ball. Ben McCurdy made the tackle. The 26th annual Liberty Bowl game at halftime finds Auburn 14 and Arkansas 3.